Welcome to New Bedford on Massachusetts' southeast coast. New Bedford was once the world's premier whaling port, but you probably know that. But like much of Massachusetts, it was also a mill town, and many of them became abandoned through the years. But New Bedford has one site whose reuse is somewhat unique.
The site was occupied by a single-story mill building that really extended to the full footprint of the site. So the entire site was occupied by the building. The building was vacant around 1995. Previously, it had been occupied by a box manufacturing company that went out of business.
The building was abandoned at one point. What was?
At one point, yeah. When the building was abandoned, we were worried of what was really going to happen to it. We were scared that, it was going to catch on fire. If, what was going to happen with the land. The land we knew was already contaminated. So, we were worried about all those things.
I heard the building did catch on fire.
Yes,
it did at one time,
eventually, yes.
There were a couple of fires. The roof had collapsed. The building was in serious structural disrepair, and the city demolished the building and left really a vacant site, which was an attractive nuisance for people. There was a lot of illegal dumping that occurred here, created a major nuisance for the neighbors as well.
Well, we had a lot of construction and demolition from the building, from the fire, and just when you have these old manufacturing buildings, there's a lot of chemicals left over. And then we had, right on this parcel of land, there were 3 to 4 very, very large 20,000 gallon tank underground storage tanks which were used to heat the buildings.
The city had been actively working with both EPA and Mass Department of Environmental Protection to get adequate funding and get technical assistance to help remove a lot of the demolition debris that had been disposed of on the site and remove some of the contaminants that were left on the site by the fire, and more importantly, remove some large underground storage tanks that had been here that were creating a major impediment to redevelopment here. So we had always known we were going to proceed with the cleanup. The question was, what happened? What was going to happen after? What was this site going to be? And the city, through a request for proposal process, was able to get a proposal in from a local company, Wainer and Son, which is a major distributor of specialty produce, and they created these greenhouses that you see here on the site.
Prior to the state giving the environmental justice grant monies out, we wanted to ensure that this was something that the community wanted. And so we have a residential senior housing complex right next door. And so we worked with them prior to giving the money out to make sure that this is a project that the residents, the abutters, the truly impacted people were happy with this project. And they were extremely happy. We gave the city about $80,000 to remove the tanks. And then the city was then able to use their own employees to take away some of the contaminated soils, which then went into their landfill through a DEP permitted process. Right. So it was the first time that the DEP in the Southeast region had heard that it's going to be a brownfields to a greenhouse.
Our goal was, how could we put something here that economically made sense, where we could create some jobs in the inner city and create a farm, an inner city farm in America. And hopefully this will be the first of many of its kind.
Well, I think a lot of people are saying, what the heck is a greenhouse? But then we weren't that worried about it, because what we heard first was that Mr. Wainer was going to buy the place, and we were going to have trucks rolling in and out of here all hours of the day and the night. When we heard the greenhouse, we said, well, maybe it'll be quieter. And let me tell you, we're extremely happy with what we have.
It is very exciting and very rewarding, I think, to be able to see that in your lifetime, you actually get to see a site moving from underutilized to actually back into reuse, which I think is the spirit of Brownfields redevelopment.
I think it's a wonderful thing that we've done. We've created a market for something new. B, we created a product that tastes good and smells good and is healthy to eat. C, everybody that drives by here loves to see things grow. And lastly, having known this property since I was born, it's another great piece of a city that we love.